Ready. Fight.
What is up? So we're back with a customer's Game Gear that's been sent in through eBay. He bought it without asking me. He bought the service without asking me, but it was okay. He said the screen is just dim. I was like, all right, let's see how that goes. So I've got a game inserted. I checked the battery terminals; they look good. I haven't tried batteries because it's a faff putting in 6 AA batteries. So I'm going to try the AC power now, see what it does. Because we've got red light and 0 contrast at all, and 0 brightness, I mean. So it smells quite electrolytic fluidy. So we're going to turn that off because that's just going to start sizzling soon. Right, let's see what we're dealing with and take this apart. No way, he's got the single chip. This is one of my favorite boards. I much prefer it over the 2-ASIC chip. Well, just in my experience, they are better condition overall. They seem to suffer with less corrosion internally. Not obviously if batteries are left in, that's not the case. But they seem to do a bit better overall. So this is a VA1 European model. Very nice actually. I love the green. The green is very cool. Right, so you know what's next, guys. We need to start taking off these old caps. Right, so the smell I can smell, I think it's the power board. So I'm guessing these caps are leaking. To be fair, with power boards, they don't always leak. They don't always look like they need changing, but obviously once you get underneath, they do need changing. The Game Gear overall, lovely condition, really nice actually. It's been well looked after. Look inside as well, there's no corrosion or paint chipping on the back reflector. Yeah, right, let's try and get these caps off. I'm going to go around now and just lift them up one by one, and then we'll get the camera in later and see what's what. Back some flux on the board. Just realised my actual flux guy. I looked inside, it's all melted. That must have been when I was using hot air last time. That's a bit bad, isn't it? So I'm just gonna flux up these little pads, and then there's enough flux over after then to wick away the old solder. It's very, very good. It's a good method that I'm using. I didn't invent it by any means. Where are those caps? There they are, 2 more there. Bloop. That reminds me though, I'm going to have to order some more flux, aren't I? Just can't go very far in soldering. Well, that's some good flux by your side. And yeah, try and get on the on the correct spot. On that far corner, he's always a bit of a tricky bugger. There we go. Right. Alright, let's get these removed now. So let's just have a look at this board then. So the traces have come up pretty decent, as in the pads for the capacitors, sorry. They're looking pretty good. I can't see any obvious signs of corrosion. That's why I gave it a nice clean anyway, just to see if we've got any obvious fire damage, trace damage, etc. But these boards are like next level in my opinion. I don't know why. Whether they're a later model, I'm not sure. But where's J1? So my mate Simeon, basically he told me before, if you join J1 to put like a resistor, like 0 ohms, or just bridge it, it'll skip the initial Sega Enterprise screen. I like that on the single chip, because then it's a single chip. I think it's quite a cool pre-Sega screen. I never quite figured out what these dates are. 37/5/28. Before I thought it was like expiry dates, but obviously 37 wouldn't really make much sense. But sometimes before I opened the Game Gear and there was like that day's date, which is quite freaky. But anyway, I digress. What to do with this then? Well, by the looks of it, we don't really need to do anything else. We can just whack in some new caps, and hopefully the backlight is working then. That's the hope, isn't it? So the only difference between the single chip and the 2 chip, to my knowledge, is just the extra 100 UF capacitor. Or is it extra 10 UF? Let me just double check that. Of course, so it's an extra 10 UF in comparison to the 2 chip. So 10 UF there, and there. And then still the 2 1 UFs. And that's 100 UF, 100 UF, 100, 100, 100. So let's get those installed, guys. Alright, so that is the caps installed. All of them went on okay. We had a bit of an issue in the top left corner, but that was okay in the end. Yeah, they all seem to have good connections. Should we see if we got any power to the backlight now? Because while I'm on the main board, I may as well have a look if we've got an issue with the actual backlight, or it was a capacitor issue. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Nothing. Okay, so first what we're going to check is we're going to check continuity in the thermal fuses, just in case it's been exposed to high heats. It shouldn't have been, but if not, the backlight's gone probably. have a look. So beep and beep. So there we are then. It most likely is the backlight that's faulty, possibly. Keep moving all my screwdrivers. I don't know what I'm doing with them. 2 seconds. So we know what to do. We need to take all this out and see what we can do. Let's go fast. So here we are, out of the board. These usually stick, that's okay. So we've got cracking here. The main screen, the actual LCD. I don't think anyone's worked on this before because it's got some smudges, but I think that's just age. Fine. Let's move that to one side for a second. And let's sit this on something very soft while we remove these screws. Yeah, it's not a common issue that the backlight goes. This plastic is extremely fragile, and brittle I mean, and it will probably, at least one of these plastic fittings will probably snap. It's the white bracket on the other side. It just, I mean, 30-odd-year-old plastic. It's not strong at all. But this is the only way that we can check the backlight. See what's happening with it. That should drop. So the screen quite easily drops out then. This to one side. Look how clean that is. It's beautiful. Simple screws there. Screen is happy to drop out. Let's just have a look. Nice and clean in there, isn't it? So I can't see any obvious corrosion with the backlight. But again, now what we're going to do, switch it on, see if we've got any life at all from the backlight. If it's just very dim, then I think all we need to do is probably just replace. It's not doing anything, is it? Hopefully it is just the backlight, otherwise this could be quite complex. And yeah, so if I just do this one, this is why I keep all of my old backlights when I do mods, because you never know when you'll need them. Or that's a hoarder. I don't know. There's a fine line, isn't there, between having stock and being a hoarder. Let's just get the rest of that solder out of that via or hole, whatever you want to bloody call it. All the while, you gotta be careful how much heat you supply to this area. Especially in one of my last videos, I'll try the solder sucker actually. What was I doing? I was replacing the transistor on the, which controls the backlight. And what happened was, with all the heat I applied, it blew one of the thermal fuses. So you gotta be careful, because they're set to about 100 degrees, and then they'll break continuity to prevent fires from happening, etc. Is that through? Yeah. So they're both through now. Nice. Let's just quickly have a look in my spares. There we go. Some of these are from Atari Lynxes also, but I believe this is from a Game Gear. Let's just solder him in. Let's see if that's sorted out our issue. Hopefully you're able to see a little bit. Let's try and tack it in, hopefully. There we go, and then we can do a better job then. Is he still through on that side? Or is he loose? No, he's looking like he is in. This is awful filming, sorry guys. So I wanted to do this quickly. World's best filmer. Come on, man. Right, I didn't go in. That's okay, that's okay. What we can do is cheat sometimes and heat it up, and it goes in anyway. Right, will it work? That is the question. I have high hopes. I have high hopes. High hopes, high hopes. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to message the customer and say, sorry mate. Why? Why? Light still not working? No. Okay, so it's not the backlight. Let me have a think, Alright guys, let's try and zoom in here. Remember that I said about the bad smell? So, look at this. That is burnt. And I think this is why the backlight isn't working. Look on the back. This is the backlight transistor, which are very, very difficult to remove. Actually, no, it's not. No, hang on. That is the backlight transistor, and below that is this guy. So is he faulty? Is it that guy? Let's try and remove it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to secure the screen back because it's going to be flopping around otherwise, and that's really annoying. No one wants to see that. I don't want to damage anything. Never ever seen that fault. I think as these are aging now, they're developing more complex faults and not just needing a recap, which is quite difficult then. Obviously I'm going to just take this component out for the customer. I'm not going to charge him because, well, I charge for a recap service, not for a repair service, but a lot of people will think that's one thing, I suppose. Let's try and remove whatever. Is that the L? No, that's the L22 thingy. This must be the blue guy. Right, let's try and remove him. Let's just add some flux, and hopefully this will all become a bit clearer what the hell is going on there. I've never seen this happen before. Right, he's out, and then I think that's his last leg. Being very careful of that ribbon. Right, so he's gone. Let's have a look at this guy. I mean, he's still hot now, but that may be from where I took him out. I don't know. Right. Let's have a look under the scope at what is going on here. So, yeah, I've never seen that before. Let's just give it a bit of IPA and see if we can see the issue. I mean, evidently it's going to. That's a perfect via shit. Perfect, like, trace almost. Oh dear. I have no idea what that is. Is that part of the board? Alright, this may not be a safe console to for the customer to own. This. I don't know what that is. Like, why is it even that shape? Let's just have a look on another board. I'm gonna chuck my donor board over. Which one is that? So that one is just change the, so that's the LCD. That is that, isn't it? I think. Yes, it's that one right there. Is it? So you got two and the one next to it. Yeah. So that's connected to, that is connected to that, but I have no idea what the heck that is. Maybe it's just where the heat came through. I don't know, from like the fading component. Right, let's have a look on the other. Where are we? Right, because yeah, I thought it was a transistor initially. So nothing on this side. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm healthy, I'm fine. Let's just check continuity between the burnt one and the non-burnt one. See if they're connected, unless it was like forming some type of short. I don't know. And not allowing the current to flow, and that's why I started burning. God, I need a better multimeter. Oh, got the wrong setting before I start dissing my multimeter. Right, so that trace is still good, fine. So the question is he must be connecting to this, I'm guessing. So, but he shouldn't be, I'm sure of it. Okay, it doesn't seem to be there. What about that? Is he metal? No, he's not metal, he's just damage. Fine. So let's just double check that is now connected to that. Oh, technical difficulties. Fine. So they're not connected, which is the main thing, I suppose. And on the other board, from what I can see, yeah, that's completely. Oh, it doesn't help that that's a single chip board, so maybe it looks slightly different. No, that looks the same as the board I'm looking at right now. Right, so I found us an actual single chip board. So by the looks of it, where that is, we've also got the 3, and then we've got the 1 coming down, and there's no connection, which is the same as that actually, but there's none of this. So I don't know whether I should just keep digging away, put in a new one, and see how that goes. Alright guys, so I've soldered a working one in, and we're just going to test it now. Hopefully no fire. Let's just keep an eye. Okay, so we've got probably a dead screen. However, do we have smoke? Let's flip it over. Do we have smoke? So last time I had this, there was a bit of smoke coming from this backlight transistor, and it got really hot, really hot. This time it's not getting really hot, so there must have been that faulty, I'm not sure what that component is. Okay, so let's put a game in. Evidently we can see the screen is dying. Good contrast wheel. Not playing the game either. How far is that transistor getting now? Good. Right, oh, that is playing. That is playing the game. Just the screen's a bit buggered. Good. So the Game Gear is alive. Unfortunately, the screen is dying. Good. Okay, there's no more fires currently. No more smoke. I'll let the customer know. I'll send them this video actually, to say what I've done and stuff. What else? What else? Oh, right. So let's just recap the rest of the stuff, like soundboard and power board. Let's have a quick look at these boards then. So again, soundboard, it doesn't look awful if I'm honest. This may actually currently work, but obviously we're gonna take them off because we do have corrosion and cap leakage there. So that failing component led to a no backlight display, which looked like a faulty backlight, but it wasn't. It was this blue thing. This is the faulty bad boy. It smells a bit burnt. I don't know what he is. He's a bit bulgy there. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let's get down to business. Now, I can't speak. In my experience, power boards from the single chip Game Gears are way easier to recap. This big boy on the 2 chip are really hard to desolder. The capacitor, the big capacitor is really hard to desolder. I'm guessing it's because of the amount of current over the years and it makes the solder a bit harder. I don't know, but it doesn't flow as well. It goes dry and it's all a bit of an effort. So right, let's get the scope, let's recap this and let's go. So those came out quite nicely, and I was just thinking maybe what all caused the issue was this faulty power board. Maybe it was sending bad voltages, I don't know, and then messing up with the flow of voltage, etc. Why am I struggling to find where my scope is? Where's my finger? There it is. Alright. There he is. Right, so how are these traces looking? That's looking okay. We lost half a bit. A little bit. Right, let's give these a bit of a clean. But overall, a bit easier to work on. God, it'd be lovely just to have an automatic... Oh, God. An automatic focus, an autofocus, that's the one, that's how they call it, isn't it? I thought we had holes there. No, it looks like solder to me. Anyway. Right, so those caps are soldered in now. Nice. Let's feel between those two. Something there, isn't there? Ah, there we go. That's a better angle. Nice. Fine. Alright, let's move on to the soundboard. Alright guys, some issues here. So the caps have torn traces. I think it was a lot of damage on this one because that's never happened to me before. But that's okay. We can just clear the actual, so this guy, we just need to expose some trace. Give it a little twizzle. Probably easier to see there. Right, and this is the end result. We had a few tear traces, but we were able to sort it by the looks of it. Let's see if there's sound and power. Alright, pray there's no fire. Remember, that's the pre-Sega loading screen first. There we go. I'm not sure where this was from actually. I'm not sure. It's not a Game Gear one. So we've got Game Gear Play. Game Gear Play? We've got a gameplay. But yeah, lines on the screen. It may actually be playable, and you can temporarily make things a bit better. Or worse. It's not supposed to have a solder on it then. It's only a temporary fix. You can heat those lines away. But they will come back. Doesn't like being treated with heat though. We've got horizontal as well lines. I can't see the gameplay. I don't think there's any save in this one. I mean, we've got gameplay, but there's also vertical lines which can't be repaired. Right, so I think that's... Can you guys see any gameplay? There is gameplay, but it's very hard. It's not playable. I messaged the customer. So overall, we have done the repair. We've done the recap. There's no smoke coming, so that's good. Obviously, the customer can watch this video as well. Let's see what I actually did. What was it? £45, and eBay charged me £5 VAT. So yeah, £40 for a recap. It's not horrendous with return postage. But yeah, so that's that. I think his main option now is probably to upgrade the screen. But I charged £25 to install, and then I think the Retro 6 charged like £74 for the actual screen. So I'll get back to him, see what he wants to do. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, and catch you at the next one.
Ready. Fight. Ready. Fight.